my parents and relationships. So I really felt
Before coming, I twisted my left wrist during basketball game, and I barely can use my left hand. After few training, my hand can sustain my body weight, and now everything looks normal for my left hand.
Starting early in the morning with some yoga to move the body, then puja to move the spirit, then these talks that really dive into my subconscious mind to really get into these root patterns of my life and to really release that emotional charge once and for all for my being. In day 28, I am complete.
I think the biggest breakthroughs for me were like completion with my social circle, like my parents and relationships. So I really felt deep healing experiences. Also, I kind of manifested different powers. For example, I could do remote vision. Another thing that I manifested was body scanning. I would say the last thing that really touched me.
Nithyanandam, welcome to Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, the most authentic yoga revived by the living incarnation of Paramashiva himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. In this modern world where yoga is diluted and has reached to millions, but not in the original form. In these times, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has given this most authentic yoga from the source, this is the time that we get back to the source. So with this, we'll be now entering into Nithyananda Yoga, starting with the Sadguru Mantra, the living tradition from Paramashiva himself. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Tatgurum Tam Namami. Keep your eyes closed. I chant the Shivamula Mantra Japa 11 times internally. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Now we'll be entering into the Tattvachanam, which is the ritualistic cleansing, as yoga is a ritual. Now it says very beautifully, yoga is from Hinduism and yoga is a ritual. So you have to do Tattvachanam, you have to invoke Paramashiva. So let's begin with Tattvachanam. Om Atu Tattvam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Vidya Tattvam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Shiva Tattvam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Now we'll be entering into Sankalpa, which is a conscious resolution. Clasp your hands on your right thigh, close your eyes, and visualize what you want to manifest has already manifested, becoming a Kalpatal. Now let's begin with the Sankalpa. Om Mamopanta Samasta Duritashaya Dwara Bhagavad Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Visishtayam Asyam Subhatithau Purnaro Yukta Durgata Yogi Sarya Siddhartham Paramashiva Shakti Avaskarnartham Nithyananda Yoga Abhyasam Karishye Om Apaprashya. Wash your hands and keep the Panchavatram aside as we get ready to enter into the Tritiya Vinyasa, sequence, the first sequence. And the first asana is Shemasana. To sit in a cross-legged, comfortable position in Siddhasana, rest your elbows gently on your thighs and interlace a finger in front of your chest. Then lean your chin softly on the top of your hands. Keep your spine long and relaxed, drawing shoulders drawn away from the ears. Maintain even breath, hands in Paramashiva Mudra, Samana. Inhale deeply, visualize heat, flames raging up along the spine. Maintain the awareness of the heat, digestive fire at the navel center and hold the breath as long as comfortable. Engage Mula Bandha, bring your gaze to the nose and visualize yourself being auspiciously blessed. Feel your spine raised tall with ease, your heart open and calm. Sense a gentle, radiant energy flowing through you, filling every cell with peace and grace. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, Kshemam Yasmin Bhave Dehe, Tat Shemasana Muchyate. The next asana is Kubjasana. As you're seated with your legs crossed and the spine tall, inhale deeply to lengthen the spine. As you exhale, gently bend forward from the hips. Draw your chin slowly towards your navel. In Jalandhar Bandha, and consciously extend your spine. Let your shoulders gently raise as you try and crack your upper spine, separating each vertebra, curving your upper back like a humpback. Shambhe Mudra. Visualize a gentle unfolding and release of tension in the upper back, like a hump, gracefully curving outward. Imagine a soft spine softly rounding with controlled lengthening and relaxation. Allowing the heart center to soften and breathe to flow, feel. Samana Kumka, inhale deeply as you visualize heat flame rising up along the spine center. Jalandhar Bandha, gaze to the nose as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Nabo Simhanadam Conchate. The next asana is Jaghanya Charana Griva. So today, starting most of the asanas will be subtle movements of the joints of the limbs. These are very important in yoga. Make sure that you are performing these subtle movements. Jaganya Garana Griva, the neck rotation, the dynamic movement. Gently drop your chin to the chest to begin the movement. And slowly and smoothly roll your neck in a full circle, moving to ears, then to shoulders, back, and the other side. Keeping your shoulders down and neck muscles relaxed throughout to avoid the tension. Avoid any jerk or fast movement. Perform the neck circle in a calm and controlled manner. Shambhe Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and visualize the heat flame raging up along the spine. Engage Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your neck, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnam Gabhramo Bhavet Dashadha Charana Mukhya Jaghanyanya Mridabhudahi. The next asana, Jaghanya Charana Griva, dynamic movement of the head tilt. Then gently nod your chin down to the chest to stretch the back of your neck. And then slowly lift your chin up to the ceiling to stretch the front of your neck. Keep your shoulder relaxed, movement smooth. Shambhe Mudra. Once again perform the Samana Kumbhaka. Engage Mula Bandha and remind to everyone once again that Mula Bandha will be engaged in every single asana. Visualize prana flowing freely through your neck, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. See golden light flushing away stagnant energy, lubricating and strengthening each connection. Gaze to the nose. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnanga Brahmo Bhavet Dashadha Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smritavrahi. The next asana is Jagana Charana Skanda, dynamic shoulder rotation. So extend your arms out wide and then bend the elbows and rotate your shoulders in small circles, making both small and large rotations in each direction. Engage your core gently and upper body relax as you move, avoid hunching your shoulders or rotating too quickly. Maintain control and steady movement, Shambhi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, and visualize prana flowing freely through your shoulder joints, ligament, and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. Samana Kumbhaka, engage Mulbandha, gaze straight as you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnanga Brahmo Bhavet Dashudha Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Ludavadahi. The next asana is Jaganya Charna Manibandha, dynamic wrist rotation. Now clench your hands into fist and extend your arms out wide or in front. And then start rotating your wrist in large controlled circles to warm up the joints. And keep your elbows soft. Avoid locking your elbows during the movement. Avoid rushing the circles or tension your shoulders. Shambhi Mudra, Savanakomaka. Inhale, visualize heat flame rising up along the spine. Maintain the awareness of heat, digestive Jatra Agni at the navel center. Hold comfortably, then exhale and then repeat. As you engage Mulbandha, visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligament, tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. Chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Analoma Vidhanabhyam Charnanga Brahmo Bhavet Dashada Charana Mukhya Jaganyaya Smritavadahi. The next asana is Jaganya Charana Anguli Mula, the dynamic finger flexion. Now stretch your fingers by pressing your hands with fingertips pointing down, then up and then away from you. So you are pressing the one hand with the fingertips of the other hand. Avoid too much of quick and locking your elbows. Keep your movement slow and controlled. Shambhaya Mudra, Samana Kumaka. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligaments, and tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. See the golden light flushing away stagnant energy, lubricating and strengthening each connection. Engage Mulbandha Samana Kumka. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Anuroma Vidhanabhyam Charnangam Bravo Bhave Tashada Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smritavadahi. The next asana is Karuna Samaligrahana, dynamic squeezing wrist. From the seated position, clasp your wrist with opposite hand and squeeze and massage the inner joint. Shambhi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your wrist joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. Engage Moola Bandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Bahu Charna Charnama Vokta Charnagrahame Vacha Padarsha Shingha Grahanam Karasmadhi Te Vacha. The next asana is Chandrasana. As you are seated in a comfortable cross-legged position with your spine tall, place one hand on the ground beside your hip and then reach your opposite arm up and over to the side. Lengthen your raised arm to stretch the side of your body. Ground your sitting bones evenly for the stability. Shambhe Mudra, Samana Kumaka, engage Mulbandha, visualize prana flowing freely through the sides of your body. Engage Mulbandha and chant Deva Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Chandrayi Leshitaha Shrinu Tadvat Pada Padachayam Kritva Strilanyo Samsitam Chandrayam Eva Kathitamili. The next asana is repeating Chandrasana on the other side. So switch the position of your hands. Once again perform Chandrasana, Shambhe Mudra, Samanukumaka, engage Mulbandha as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Chandrayi Reshitah Shunu Tadvat Padashayam Kritva Shutalanyo Shamastitam Chandra Eva Kathe Midam Tadvat Padasanam Dviguna Padachya Kritvet Antaraha. The next asana is Jaganacharna Anguli. Dynamic movement, toes flexion. So extend the legs in front of you and spine tall, and then clench your toes tightly. Hands on the sides of your hip, and then extend your toes and spread them wide to activate the foot muscles. Move your toes individually or together to increase the flexibility and strength. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligaments, tendon in your feet. Samana Kumaka, engage Mulabandha as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnangam Brahmo Bhaveta Shada Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smitavadahi. The next asana is Jagannacharna Gulfa, ankle rotation. Start seated with your legs extended in front of you and lift your feet slightly off the ground and begin to rotate your ankles in slow, controlled circles, making both small and large rotations in each direction to warm up the ankle joints. Keep your knees soft and avoid locking them to protect your joints. Shambhe Mudra Samanakumka, engage Mulbandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your ankle joints, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnanga Brahmo Bhavet Dashda Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smritavadahi. The next asana is Jaganna Samadhigrahana, squeezing knee joints. So sit in a comfortable seated position. Clasp your knees with both hands and gently squeeze and massage the inner joints, applying as much as pressure as you can comfortably tolerate. Samana Kumka, Shambhi Mudra, Moola Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your knee joints, creating tightness, dissolving stiffness as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Bahu Charnamavoktam Charnagrahamev cha Padasya Sangarham Tarastadista eva cha. The next asana is Gulfa Samadhigrahana, squeezing ankle joints. So this time, as you're comfortably seated in a position, clasp your ankles with both the hands and squeeze and massage the inner joints, applying as much as pressure as you comfortably tolerate. Shambhi Mudra, Saman Kumaka, engage Mulbandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your ankle joints, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Bahu Charnamavokto Charnagrahamev cha Padasya Sangargrahanam Tarastita eva cha. The next is Pada Samadhigrahana, squeezing feet joints. As in a seated comfortable position, clasp your foot with both hands and start squeezing and massaging the inner joints, applying as much as pressure as you can comfortably tolerate. Namik Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. Engage Mula Bandha as you chant Japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. बाहुचारणामावोक्तो चरणाग्रहमेव च पदस्य सङ्ग्रह सन्धिग्रहणकरस्तदेव च. The next asana is Balanath asana. So come to the seated posture with your legs extended straight in front of you and spine tall. Then cross one foot on top of the other. Hook the top of the foot just above the toes around the outside of the bottom foot and pull the hooked foot upward to engage the front part of the shin. Keep your fingers interlaced between your thighs. Add the groin for the deep stretch. Shambhi Mudra, Samana Kumaka. Mulabandha. Visualize yourself as a Natha Yogi. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Balanatha Asanam. The next asana is repeating Balanatha Asana on the other side. So switch the position of the foot. Once again, Samana Kumka. Engage Mulabandha. Visualize yourself as Natha Yogi. Pause through tapas, breath, yoga practice. Engage Mulabandha. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Balanathasanam. The next asana is Karpati asana. Tattered pose. As you are seated with your legs extended out in front of you and toes pointed up. So uncross your legs, toes are pointed up. Bring your hands together at the groin center. Keep your spine tall. Shamana Kumaka Mulabandha. Visualize yourself as smooth, sharp, shaped through repeated use rather than force. Want smooth, functional, and steady. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Atha Karpatasanam. The next asana is Mridu Parivritti. Soft rotation. As you're seated with legs extended in front of you, simultaneously rotate your feet outward and inward to engage the ankle mobility. Press the back of your hands together in front of your chest with finger pointing down and elbow raised. Then rotate your hands to open up the palms upward, keeping your wrist and hands in contact. Maintain steady pressure by pressing the hands against each other through the movement. Shambhi Mudra Samana Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joints, ligament, tendon, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. They chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Pati Prasarya Nave Nasalungule Rido Bandhanam Parivartayet. The next asana is Sharira Suddhi Pravaha. So start seated with your legs extended in front of you, hands resting on the knees, and inhale sharply Sweeping your arms straight up to open the chest and shoulders wide. Exhale powerfully, lowering your arms to the chest height. Pulling your elbows back. Inhale strongly, open your fingers, toes, shoulders as you widen your eyes. Exhale fully, contracting your body strongly and releasing tension on the next exhale. Inhale. Shambhi Mudra, Saman Kumka. Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely. Good tension. Chanda Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Sharira Shuddhi Pravahaja. Panchendriya. Dwaranam. Mam Sthale Niyojayet. Pada Prasaran Anguli Viksha Santi Bala Hastanam. The next asana is Samrita Kutilasana. So start seated with knees bent, feet flat on the ground. Bring your hands at your sides. Relaxing your wrist and fingers comfortably. Then shake your hands, loosening your wrist, releasing all the tensions, keeping your shoulders relaxed, core engaged. Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumaka, Mulabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your wrist joints. And the chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Samplishta Padasanam. Idabahu Bandhanam Stilam. The next asana is Samrhita Kulli Asana, repeating on the other side. So switch the position of your legs and lift your feet lightly off the ground, keeping your knees bent, core engaged. Start shaking your wrist, Samana Kumaka, engage, Mulabandha, as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Samklishtapadāsanam Drida Bahu Bandhanam Sthiram. The next asana is Urdhva Kati Pradhana, upward rest placement. Start seated with your legs extended straight in front of you and a spine tall. Bend one knee and draw it inward towards your chest while gently pushing it back beyond your armpits to open the deep hip joint. Rotate the bent leg slowly, smoothly to loosen the hip joint, increase the mobility. Shambhavi Mudra Samanakam. Mulabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints. Chanda Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Adatam Kuchitab Katem. Pishthodhvam Paryayate. The next is repeating Urdhva Kati Pradhana Asana on the other side. This time, switch the position of your leg, bend one knee, draw it inward towards the chest while pushing it back beyond your armpits to open the deep hip joints. Rotate the leg slowly and smoothly to loosen the hip joints and increase the mobility. Samana Kumka, Mulabandha, visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness as the chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Samkrita Katim Rishrodham Prerayet. The next asana is Gala Pranayasya, throat essence placement. Start kneeling position from the kneeling position with your spine tall, knees hip width apart for the stability, and then interlace your fingers and lift your arms over the head, keeping your elbows wide and active. Lean from side to side, allowing your torso to stretch while maintaining a spine straight. Incorporate the gentle twist from side to side within your range of motion. Shambhavi Mudra, Mulabandha Samankumka, which lies prana flowing freely through the sides of your body, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. Engage Mulabandha. Nanda Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Putas Sariras Riddhams Shirsha Valmarge Prasarasham Snipishvet. The next asana is Shuddha Prana Pravaha. So start from the standing position with your feet hip width apart. Spine straight for the strong alignment. Lift your arms over the head and hold opposite elbows. With your hands, keep your shoulder relaxed. Active arms. Shambhay Mudra, Samana Kumka. Engage Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your tender to the sides of your body. As you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Vayum Suddham Praveshya. Dhirgham Balam. Dharetva Nidhayataye. The next asana is Skanda Parivritti. From the standing position with your feet hip width apart and spine tall, bend your elbows to place fingertips firmly on the ground, on the shoulders, and then slowly rotate your shoulders in both large and small circles, moving in each direction. Shambhay Mudra, Samana Kumaka, Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your shoulder joints, ligament, tendon, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. As you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Purnam Dirgham Nabhitam Patvam Matram Sampanam. The next asana is Jaganacharna Prishtham. Dynamic spinal rotation. From the standing position with your feet hip width apart and spine tall for the balance support, place your hands on the hips and let them rest by your sides naturally for the comfort. Start rotating your upper body to the side, keeping your hips stable and facing forward. Engage your core. Shambhay Mudras, Samana Kumbhaka Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your body. As you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnangam Brahmo Bhavet. Dashra Jarna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smitavadahi. The next asana is Jagarna Charna Kati. Dynamic hip rotation. Stand as you are standing with your feet hip width apart. Spine tall. Place your hands firmly on the hips to support the movement and start rotating hips in a controlled circular motion in both clockwise and counterclockwise direction. Shambhay Mudra, Samana Kumka, Mulabandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your hip joints, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. As you chant the Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnangam Brahmo Bhavet. Dashudha Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smitavadahi. The next asana is Jagarna Charna Jan. Dynamic knee rotation. From the standing position with your knees side by side and feet together, slightly bend your legs and keep your weights evenly distributed and spine tall, and start rotating your knees in small controlled circular motions in both the directions. Shambhay Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka. Visualize prana flowing freely through your knee joints, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. As you engage Mulabandha, chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Anuloma Vidhanabhyam Charnangam Brahmo Bhavet. Dashudha Charna Mukhya Jaganyaya Smitavadahi. The next asana is Sringari Kavasana. As you're standing tall with one foot with your spine tall and opposite leg slightly bent. Heels is behind you and off the ground. Keep balance on the standing foot while avoiding blocking your knees. Bring your hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the chest. Engage your core to steady hip and forward gaze. Savan Kumaka Murabandha. Visualize your foundation adorned with conscious grace as you chant the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Atah Shringare Pavasanam. The next is repeating Shringare Pavasanam on the other leg. Switch the position of your legs. Stand on the opposite leg and bend the other leg, heels behind you, slightly bent. Hands in Namaskara Mudra. Samana Kumbhaka, engage Mulbandha, visualize your foundation adorned with conscious grace. Each foot moves like sacred ornament as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Shringare Pavasanam. The next asana is Sthira Angushthasana. So start standing tall with your feet grounded beneath you. Let your hands rest naturally by your sides. Soften your shoulders away from your ears and lengthen your spine and lift gently through the crown of your head. Maintain a steady Shambhavi Mudra, Sman Kumaka, Mulabandha. Visualize your big toes as two solid anchor, gripping the earth, making your stance unmovable. Engage Mulabandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Stirangushthasana. Next is Vara Adhyasana. From the standing tall position with feet flat on the ground, hold the steady balance. Slowly raise on to the tips of the toes. To engage your core, calves, and feet. Rotate intentionally into pronation onto the sides of your heels. So from the standing position, you are rotating your heels. Next, rotate into supination onto the sides of your feet and return onto your toes, repeating in controlled foot movement. Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka, Mulbandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness. See the golden light flushing away stagnant energy. Gaze straight as a chant, japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Kakshayo Padasandrisha Dharanam Kathayo Bhadai. Udaskandayo Shaiva Dharanam Padayo Bhadai. The next asana is Uttanasana Trayasana. So start standing tall with feet hip width apart and spine straight. Make a gentle fist with your hands, keeping your wrist aligned and strong. Take a deep breath, gathering the inner strength. And on exhalation, start striking your arms against your thighs with your fist, and then follow by striking your sides of the torso. And then your arms, using controlled force but avoiding injury, keeping your core engaged. Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka. Visualize prana flowing freely through your feet, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness. Engage Mulbandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Bahu Tade Uru Rakshvakam Pashvakam Chadikam Ushribahu Basham Bhomo Putyanatram Idam Trividhanidam Iti. The next asana is Punarutthanasana. Begin standing tall with the feet shoulder width apart and toes slightly turned out. Then engage your core. Keep your chest lifted and slowly bend your knees and lower your hips down into the back and back into squat, keeping your heels grounded. Keep your spine long, gaze forward as you lower and press your knees gently towards outward to align your toes. So lower yourself on your toes, knees raised. And then raise back up steadily by driving through your heels, engaging your glutes and thighs. Repeat this movement. Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumaka. Visualize prana flowing freely to your legs. Engage Mula Bandha. Keep performing the asana. Samana Kumka, maintain the Samana Kumka. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Keep performing the asana. Punashchaiva tu janobhyam tale hastivadharanam punah rutta virati yadha shaktya samabhashet. The next asana is Balavat Janu Nipatana. Form the standing position with your feet hip width apart and spine straight. Take a deep breath, preparing your body, and exhale forcefully as you gently drop down to the kneeling position. Bringing your hands to hold the opposite elbows in front of your chest as you gather your inner power and press that power downward through your knees into the ground. Keep your spine tall. Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumka, Bandha. Visualize prana flowing freely through every joint, ligaments, tendon, and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Balvat Nishwasya Janobhi Nipatya Balam Grihitva Nidhayate. The next asana is Urdhva Karshanasana, abdominal stretch. From the seated position with one knee bent and foot flat. The one knee is bent, foot is flat, knee raised. Position the other leg bent backward, resting the foot behind you on the ground on the side of the hip. Place your hands on the respective knees. Inhale. Lengthen your spine. As you exhale, gently twist your upper body towards the raised knee. Keep your hand steady on the ground to guide the twist. Maintain a tall spine. Throughout the movement, Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Pamukha Moon Bandha. Visualize a golden flame steady burning at the navel, radiating in strength and unwavering willpower. As you gaze to the nose and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Udrasanam Mityeva Katitam Darash Padat. The next asana is Urdhva Karshanasana, repeating on the other side. Switch the position of your legs. And once again, twist on your left side. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumka. Visualize the golden flame steady burning at your navel, radiating strength, unwavering willpower as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Udarasana Tevata Kachitam Dwarashuptada Sarvarotra Bhavanti Eva Mahiya Shram Gunait Yutva. The next asana is Nageshasana. Start seated and bend your knees. Bring your feet flat on the ground with knees close to the chest, and then take your right arm and thread it through both legs, and then wrap your left arm around the raised left knee. Clasp your hands together. Clasp your hands together around the left raised knee. Keeping chest close to towards it, maintain a tall spine. So take your right arm and thread it through both legs. So thread it through both the legs behind, and then wrap your left arm around the raised left knee. So left arm will be around the left knee, and then clasp both the hands together around the left raised knee. Visualize the serpent force coiling calmly within you, gathering scattered energy towards the center without force. As you gaze to the nose and chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Nageshasanam. Now we'll be repeating Nageshasana on the other side. So legs are still in the similar posture. Switch the position of your hands. Pratyahar Kumka, Parashamudra, Mool Bandha, visualize the serpent force coiling calmly within you. Gathering scattered energy towards the name's center, towards force. As the gaze to the nose and chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Nageshasanam. The next asana is Bhagna Patrasana. Start seated with your legs together, knees wide on the ground, feet touching and knees bent wide. Place your hands on the respective knees for the support. And inhale. Lengthen your spine and then exhale as you lean your forehead all the way to the ground towards your heels. Bringing your forehead to the ground towards your heels. You can extend your legs slightly forward. Keep your sitting bones grounded and avoid forcing the stretch. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumaka. Visualize your body as a vessel that has released its rigid form. Hold the structure, soften and fall away, no longer resisting pressure. Engage Mulbandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Bhagna Patrasanam. The next asana is Virasana Chatwari. Start seated with one leg extended and spine upright. Place your hands on the ground behind you, with fingers slightly pointing slightly outward to support your chest. And then bend the opposite knee and place it on the outside edge of that ankle onto the thigh just above the knee of your extended leg. Keep your extended leg active and flex the foot as you lift your chest gently. Maintain the spine in your spine. Maintain length in your spine, stability in your hip. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize yourself as a seasoned warrior who stays relaxed under pressure. Hips steady breath, steady mind, steady with each inhale. Feel virya rise up the spine, expand the chest as confidence, not aggressive. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Virasanam. The next asana is Vamardhasana, Vamardha Padasana. Start seated with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground. Place both the hands on the ground behind you for the support. Fingers angled comfortably outward. Then lift one foot and place outside of the ankle, just below the opposite knee. So the leg which is lifted, the same side, place the outside of that foot, ankle outside of the ankle, just below the opposite foot. So the outside of the ankle should be just below the knee, just below the opposite knee, allowing the bent leg to open gently. Keep your chest lifted as you lean slightly forward to stretch the side of the hip. Maintain a steady breath and a stable base through your hands and grounded foot. Visualize the hip as tight knot, being patiently united, not forced. Pratyahar Kumka Mool Bandha. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Vamardha Padasanam. The next asana is Rajanus Yogasana. So start seated with your spine tall, leg extended in front of you. Bend one knee and bring it towards the chest. Placing the knee in front of the side of your heart. Bend one knee and bring it towards the chest, and then bend the other leg, placing the ankle in front of the perineum. Use your hand to lift and hold your foot firmly at the center of your chest. Keep your chest open, shoulder relaxed, maintain a steady, grounded posture without collapsing the spine. Shambhi Mudra Pratyahar Kumka, Mulvanda. Bring your gaze to the nose, visualize the radiant, warm bridge of the energy, connecting your heart center to your bent knee, symbolizing the union of love and grounded stability. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Ekasya Pashaurasi Jano Nidhaya Anyatra Gulpa Sthapitva Astena Dharayet. The next asana is Tuskayasana. Start seated with both legs extended out in front of you and spine tall. And then bend one knee and bring the heel as close to your groin as possible. Then bring your palms together in front of your chest in Namaskara Mudra. Keep your extended leg active by pressing through the heel. And maintain the length in your spine. Engage your core gently to support your posture. Pratyahar Kumka, where you inhale deeply and hold the breath while withdrawing all the senses within, bringing your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortably, and then slowly exhale and repeat. Engage Mulbandha, visualize yourself seated as grain after husking, stripped of all but what is necessary and true. The body remains upright and balanced. Breathe, gentle, attention centered, the leg, tender leg anchored. As you gaze to nose and chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Satuskayasanam. The next asana is Vrikshasana. Vakrasana Dve. Start seated with both legs extended straight in front of you and spine tall. Bend your right knee and place the sole of your right foot on the ground beside your left thigh. Reach your left arm across your body, turning it between your torso and the right thigh to place your hands onto the right foot. Press gently into the foot as you twist your upper body towards the right. Lengthening your spine to your spine, gazing back beyond your right shoulders. So bringing your gaze beyond your right shoulder. So this will give you a deeper twist. Make sure that you're utilizing this opportunity to have the deeper twist. Visualize your spine like a tall, flexible rope being wrung out from the center. Mulabandha Pratyahar Kumka. Engage Mulabandha as a chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Vakrasanam. The next asana is a Viparita Ardha Matsyendrasana. Asana. As you are seated with one leg extended and other feet crossed over, so this time the other leg will be crossed over the knee and foot flat on the ground. Now extend the opposite arm. Extend the arm opposite the raised knee over and cross it. Pressing gently while reaching towards the outside shin of the extended leg. Twist the upper body and open the chest towards the back. Keeping the spine tall and movement control. Shambhay Mudra. Pratyahara Kumka. Mulbandha. Visualize yourself as Matsindra, the great yogi, the lord of fishes, seated in serene mastery of inner balance. To chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Viparita Ardhamasindrasanam Nama Padame Urdhva Kritva Uparijanunyasya Parshva Shiro Niveshayet. The next asana is Shankaha Purvanga. Start seated with one leg extended straight in front of you. Place the opposite foot on the upper inner thigh of the extended leg. Creating a bent leg position. For example, if your right leg is extended, wrap your right arm behind your back. And if your left leg is extended, bring your left arm behind your back and reach towards the foot of the bent leg. Yes, try to reach to the foot of the bent leg. So this is a deeper twist. You can twist your torso also in this position. And then extend your right hand forward to reach and hold the foot of the extended left leg. This grip increases the intensity of the twist. So make sure that you are utilizing this opportunity to give a deeper twist. Keep your spine tall as you twist your upper body gently, deepening the stretch while maintaining control and steady breath. Shambhay Mudra, Pratyahara Kumka. Visualize a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart. Engage Mulabandha as a chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Padam Prasarya Param Kunchitva Dakshina Hastona Puryet Rechikena Pasham Panindamyam Padadam Grihiyat Punah Purake Vamahastam Prasarya Padam Dirghayet. Next is repeating Sankahasana on the other side. So as you are seated, with one leg extended out in front of you. Place the opposite foot on the upper inner thigh of the extended leg, creating a bent leg position. And then, if your right leg is extended, bring the right arm behind you to hold on to the opposite foot. Give a deep twist as you bring your left arm holding on to the foot. Gaze towards your back. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize a luminous conch shell spreading inward at your heart. Gaze to the third eye as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Padekam Prasaritva Anya Kunchitva Dakshinah Stoyo Purnita Purayet Rechikena Parshva Par Parinaya Padatam Grihiyat. The next is Vamasiddhasana. Start from the seated position with extending your left leg out straight while keeping your left foot at the perineum. With your spine tall, chest upright, interlace the finger at the navel center. Pratyahara Kumka. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath while withdrawing all the senses inward, bringing your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Exhale and repeat. Mulabandha, which drive prana flowing freely through your legs, creating tightness, dissolving stiffness. Feel the golden light flushing away stagnant energy, lubricating and strengthening this connection as you gaze to the north and chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Vamasiddhasanam. The next is Sankahasana Uttananda. Start seated with your right foot placed at the perineum and left leg extended straight in front of you. Bring your right arm across your body to reach and hold the left foot. At the same time, extend your left hand and hold on to the left foot as well, creating a firm grip. And open your chest sideward towards outside of your straight left leg, lengthening to your spine. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Engage Mulabandha as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Keep performing this asana. Giving a nice twist at the hip. As you visualize the luminous conch shell sliding inward your heart as you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Oho Bahu Bahu Parivritya Parsaritya Padam Prasarayet. The next asana is Dandasana Dve. From the seated position with your legs extended out in front of you with toes pointing up, bring your hands at the belly and interlace a finger in Parash Mudra with elbows relaxed down, spine tall, elongated, arching your back as you gaze forward. Pratyahara Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize yourself as a strong wooden shaft, solid, durable, and unbreakable. You are unwavering, yield, reliable under pressure, providing firm support, grounded in the earth as you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Danda Parshvach Samham Bandhadipya Mayurakam Ekapadamairam Cha Parshamairohochate. The next asana is Virasana Chatwari, repeating on the other side. Extend, start seated with one leg extended forward with your spine tall. Place your hands on the ground with finger pointing slightly outward for the support, and bend the opposite knee and place the opposite edge of the ankle onto the thigh just above the knee, just above the knee of the extended leg. And then keep your leg active and flex the foot as you lift your chest gently, maintaining the spine long. Shambhavi Mudra, Pratyahara Kumbhaka, and visualize yourself building mastery through consistency. Inhale and feel the Virya. Chandidapa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Virasanam. The next asana is Dakshina Ardhapadasana. Start seated with your knees bent and feet flat on the ground. Keep your spine tall. Place both the hands on the side wall for the support and lift one foot and place outside of the ankle just below the opposite knee, allowing your bent leg to open gently. Keep your chest lifted as you lean slightly forward to stretch the side of the hip. Maintain the steady breath, stable pace. Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mool Bandha Vishrai. The side hip as congested pocket being cleared, face returning pressure, leaving circulation improvement. At the chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Dakshinardha Padasanam. Now the next asana is Vijana Samyogasana. Start seated with his spine tall, leg extended in front of you. Bend one knee and bring it towards the chest. Place one knee in front of the side of your chest. Bend the other leg and place the ankle in front of the perineum. Use your hand to lift and hold your foot firmly at the center of your spine, of your chest. As you perform Shambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumbhaka, visualize a radiant, warm bridge of energy connecting your heart center at your and knee, symbolizing the union of love and grounded stability. As you engage Mulbandha, gaze to the north and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Ekasya Pashodisi Jano Nidhaya Anyatra Gulfa Sthapitva Haste Dharayet Hija Hijanus Samyogasanamidam Hridaya Jonalanam. The next asana is the sky asana, repeated on the other side. As you're seated with your one leg extended in front of you, other knee bent, feet flat, knee towards the knee close to the heels close to the groin as much as possible. Bring your palms together in front of the chest in Namaskara Mudra. And keep your extended leg active by pressing through the heel and maintaining the spine length. Pratyahara Kumbhaka Mool Bandha Vijray, yourself seated as grain after husking outward effort falling away to leave only that what is necessary and true. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atatuskayasanam. The next asana is repeating Vakrasana way on the other side. As you're seated with both legs extended in front of you, bend one knee and place the sole of the feet. Left foot flat on the ground beside your right thigh and reach your right arm across your body, threading it between the torso and left thigh to place your hand onto the left foot. Press gently into the foot as you twist your upper body towards the left. Lengthening your spine, gaze back beyond the left shoulder. Pratyahara Kumbhaka, visualize through bringing out of the wet cloth stagnant, stagnation, mental heaviness squished out, clarity left behind. Inhale and feel the prana lift up the spine as the alert awareness Exhale and let the belly lengthen. As you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Vakrasanam. The next asana is Viparit Ardha Matsyendra. Start seated with one leg extended in front of you. Cross the other leg over the extended leg. Take the opposite arm and take the arm opposite the raised knee and extend it over and cross. Press against the knee while keeping the arms straight. Reach towards outer shin and extend the leg with this arm. Place the other hand back, flat on the ground for the twist. Twist your upper body, open the chest outward. Sambhavi Mudra Pratyahar Kumaka. Visualize yourself as Matsyendranath, the great yoga, the Lord of Fisher seated, serene mastery of inner balance. Engage Mulbandha as we chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Viparit Ardhamasya Asendradhanam Rama Padamekodhum Kritva Uparijanu Nyasya Parshvo Girshiro Niveshayet. The next asana is Sankha Asana Purvanga. Repeating on the other side. Start seated with one leg extended, straight out in front of you. Place the opposite foot on the opposite upper inner thigh, legs extended. If your right leg is extended, bring your right arm behind your back, holding onto the foot. Twist your back as you bring the left arm to hold the right foot. Look back. Sambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumka Mool Bandha, which lies a luminous conch shell spiraling inward at your heart. As you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Padam Prasada Kunchitva Dakshina Hotra Purayet. The next asana is repeating Sankha Asana. As you're seated with one leg extended, feet out in front of you, other foot on the opposite inner thigh of the extended leg, creating a bent leg position. If your right leg is extended, extend the right arm forward to reach and hold the foot of the extended right leg and wrap your left arm behind your back, reaching towards the foot of the bent leg, right leg. Sambhavi Mudra Pratyahar Kumka Mool Bandha. As you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Adekam Prasari Anya Kunchitva Dakshina Mutram Purayet. The next asana is Dakshina Siddhasana. So this time, extend your left leg in front of you, bend the right foot on the ground, heel close to the perineum, stand tall, and raise the fingers in front of you. Navel center, Pratyahara Kumka, visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness, dissolving stiffness, Mool Bandha, gaze to the nose as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Dakshina Siddhasanam. The next asana is Sankha Asana Uttaranga. I repeat it on the left side. So start seated with your right foot placed at the perineum and left leg extended straight in front of you. Bring your right arm across your body to reach and hold the left foot. At the same time, extend your left hand to hold onto the left foot as well, creating a firm grip. Open your chest sideward out towards the outside of the extended leg. Strengthen your spine. Keep your twist. Control. Sambhavi Mudra Pratyahara Kumka Mool Bandha, which lies The luminous conscious self, fighting inward and your heart as engagement with and charge the power. Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Ubhayabahu Paritva Pasarita Padam Prasariye Prasarita Parshva Nitam Bandhe Kritam Ketka Shaktim Prasarvate. The next asana is Guptasana. Start seated with your feet together in front of you, holding on to them gently with your hands. Keep your spine long as you inhale, and as you exhale, lean forward and down from your hips, allowing your chest to reach forward towards the ground. Lower your forehead towards your feet to deepen the stretch. Keep your legs extended, engaged, but avoid locking your knee. Sambe Mudra, Sahaj Kumka, Mool Bandha, gaze to the nose, visualize yourself as head of a majestic hooded serpent. As you chant the japa, Om Nithyananda, Paramashivoham, Dijasanam, Ape Atra Kukutasanam Uttamam, Panaguptasanam Chaiva Garvasanam Evacha. The next asana is Avaghatasana. Start seated with your soles of the feet together in front of you, keeping the knees bent and extended outward. And slowly lean forward and down, bringing your forehead all the way to the ground, with heels extended further away than your head. Bring your palms together and straighten your arms above your head along the ground, keeping your elbows and further, reaching further out, keeping your spine long and avoid rounding your lower back. Engage your core gently to deepen the forward fold, hands in Anjali Mudra, Sahaj Kumka, Moolabandha, visualize your body meeting the earth with complete acceptance as you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Tha Avadhatasanam. The next asana is Kuni Harsha Asana. Start seated with soles of the feet together and place your hands around your feet. Lift and pull your legs towards the head, keeping the knees bent outward. Hold the position with a gentle hug to deepen the stretch. Parashamudra, Sahaj Gomukha, Moolabandha, visualize yourself in the space of sheer joy. In this pleasant state, delight is not short, it is naturally unfolds, sustained by balance, integrity, and calm. Inner alignment as a chant, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, Atha Guni Harshasanam. The next asana is Achaleshwara Asana. Start seated with soles of the feet together and place your hands around your feet. Lift and pull your legs upward towards the head, keeping your knees bent. Hold the position with a gentle hug to deepen the stretch. Maintain a tall spine, avoiding rounding your lower back, and keep your core engaged for the stability. Shambhi Mudra, Sahajakumka, Moolabandha. Visualize yourself as the unmoving center, body gather inward, yet nothing within you wavers. As we chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Tha Achaleshwara Achaleshwarashvam. The next is Gandhara Chandra Darbhasana. Start seated comfortably with his spine tall and hands resting beside your torso on the ground for the support, and bend both the knees, bringing your feet towards the chest and press the soles of the feet together, allowing your knees to gently open to the sides in a butterfly or bound angle shape. Shambhi Mudra, Sahajakumka, Moolabandha, visualize glowing full moon cradle within the sanctuary of your inner home space. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, Parshvodam Karov Nasya Sanay Pado Shanait Nimilida Agashishwasa Maturam Chandra Adram Chalit. The next asana is Garbhasana. Start seated comfortably with your spine tall and hands resting gently beside your torso on the ground for the support. Bend both your knees and bring your feet towards your head, aiming to gently press the soles of the feet close to your forehead or top of your head. Allow your knees to gently open out to the sides, creating a deep fold towards your upper body. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaji Kumbhaka, engage Mulbandha. Visualize yourself as luminous embryo cradle within the cosmic womb, surrounded by a sphere of golden light as you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. गर्भासनं नाम पादौ शिरसि संस्थाप्य हस्तौ चोर्युग्मे वा अध्यानाभिदृश्या च धारयेत् गर्भत्र तिष्ठेत्. The next asana is Ratnamasana Purvanga. Start seated or lying comfortably with your legs extended. Wrap both of your arms around your ankles, bringing your hands together around your lower legs. Stack your hands. Stack your hands to create a secure bind and drive your hands upward towards the crown of your head. While holding this bind, engage your core and perform the intended exercise or movement. Keep your breath steady. Shambhavi Mudra, Rajkumka Mool Bandha. Visualize the radiant jewel deep within your core, flawless, self-illumination, radiating light in all directions as you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Gulfigme, Bhujastve, Karamudrasam, Muchante. The next asana is Ratnamasana. Start seated with soles of the feet together in a coiled bind position, creating a firm connection. And as you exhale, swiftly lift your heels towards the crown of your head, engaging your core to control the movement. During the full and half breath cycle, tense your body in an empty lock, which is Mula Bandha, creating firm, energized suspension. Hold this motionless, coiled posture steady with precision like a flawless jewel. Visualize a radiant jewel deep within your core. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahajakumka Mulbandha, Chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Chakragandhe Padakale Sammeva Sanyojayet. Vishwaswangye Gulfe Tirodharin Samapshapet. The next is Ratnamasana Uttarangam. From the seated or lying position, carefully thread back your knees over your shoulders, bringing your legs up so that your thighs rest on your shoulders. Firmly draw your big toes towards your ears, creating a deep stretch and secure hold with this position in the place. Practice empty breath retention. Where you fully exhale, performing Rechika Bhumka, how to study for controlled cycles, maintain the focus. Shambhavi Mudra Mool Bandha, Sajkonga, gaze to the nose, chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, Jnana Prishte Karna, Kone Nitva, Padangushta Yugma, Dridam. The next asana is Sanandanam Asana. Start seated with soles of the feet together in front of you and bend the knee out wide onto the ground if possible. Keep your spine tall and elongated for the length. Place your hands on the respective knees. Engage your core gently. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaj Kumka, Mool Bandha. Visualize yourself seated in effortless calm, hip open, resting wide on the earth, and tall naturally as breath flows gently. The next asana is as you chant the japa Nithyananda Paramashivam Sanam. The next asana is Nagarjunasana. Start seated with the soles of the feet together in front of you and bend the knees out wide onto the ground if possible. Keep your spine tall, elongated for the strength. Cross your arms. Place hands on the opposite knees. Engage your core to support your posture. Shambhavi Mudra Sahaj Kumka Mool Bandha. Be in a quiet clarity, grounded with attention turned inward. Chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Nagarjunasanam. The next asana is a Vanakhandi asana. Start seated with soles of the feet together in front of you and knee bent outward. Keep your spine elongated and chest upright as you bring one heel close to the perineum and the other foot just in front of the opposite foot toes. Cross your hands and hold on to the opposite foot ankle. Maintain even grounding through your sitting bones for stability. Shambhavi Mudra Sahaj Kumka. Visualize yourself as seated within a quiet clearing of forest. Engage your nose as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Vanakhandi Asanam. The next is Prakriti Pavasana. Start seated with your spine tall and leg extended. And then lift your left leg and hold the left ankle with your left elbow joint. Raising the leg upward. And then raise your right leg and place its foot on your left upper arm. And then catch hold of its big toes with your left hand. Place your right hand on your right neck for the support. Engage your core to maintain the balance and keep your gaze steady. So you can keep your left leg on the side and bringing the right leg towards the left shoulder. Sahaj Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize aligning your original innate state. Chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Atha Prakriti Pavasanam. The next is Vamakhandi Asana, repeated on the other side. As you're seated with your knees bent, and this time bring the other heel close to the perineum and the opposite heel close to the top of the big toe. Hands crossed, holding the opposite ankles. Shambhavi Mudra Sahaj Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize your feet as singular root of existence as a chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Vanakhandi Asanam. The next asana is Prakriti Pavasana. So repeat this on the other side. Sahaj Kumka Mool Bandha. Visualize yourself lifted, feet as singular rooted of awareness as we chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam Prakriti Pavasanam. The next asana is Brahman Advirasana. Start seated in Padmasana. So cross your legs in Padmasana, spine tall, shoulder relaxed, and then bring your hands in Brahma Granthi Mudra, the knot of Brahma. By interlocking the fingers from outside in and thumb together facing upward, lowering your head gently towards downward in a controlled mindful movement, bringing your gaze toward the heart or the ground. With this position, focus your attention inward. Shambhi Mudra. Kriti Sheshta Kumbhaka. Inhale with force. Draw the breath upward from the navel and bring it to the region of the heart. Then perform Dhyana Bandha and apply Chananda Bandha, engaging all the three bandhas. Visualize a brilliant golden light as we perform the chant japa Om Brahmanye Namaha. Brahma Brahmanadvi Shanam Nama Pada Hasto Hasto Brahmaganti Badhata. The next asana is Garvasana. Start seated comfortably with legs crossed in, and then place each foot on the opposite hip as in Padmasana. Rest your elbows gently on the thighs and rest. Raise the fingers in front of your chest, letting your elbows and shoulder relax down. Keep your spine long and straight with your shoulders drawn down away from your ears. Hands in Parashamudra. Once again, perform Kriti Kshetra Kumbhaka. Inhale and draw the breath inward, performing from the navel, and then engage, forcefully engage all the three bandhas, gaze to the nose, visualize a deep right breathing within you, not from ego. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Padmasanam Samasyasha Hastav, Akshin Sansitav, Devistadam, Tishtet Garvasanam, Vidam. The next is Swastikasana Pancha. Start seated in Padmasana with the spine tall. Shoulder legs, place each hand beneath respective thighs, sliding your palms down to rest underneath. Keep your fingers relaxed, palms flat against the floor or mat for the gentle support. Maintain steady breath as you hold this position. Shambhi Mudra Pratyahar Kumka Mul Bandha. Visualize yourself seated at the center of radiant swastika. Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Swastikasanam Pratamahi Garbhirasanam Simasanam. The next asana is Yoga Mudrasana. From the Padmasana, lean your chest forward, bringing your forehead down onto the ground in front of you, and place the back of your hands on the ground beside you with palms facing upward. Exhale and relax as deeply as you can. Shambhi Mudra Pratyahar Kumka Mulbandha. Visualize Swamiji and his divine standing before you as you bow down your head. Gratitude. Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Karni Chitraname Yoga Mudrasnam Vidhunanam. The next asana is Virasanam. So from the Padmasana, lean your upper body forward, maintain your spine length, take the left arm behind and reach behind your back and hold on to the right arm. Bringing your right arm across in front of your body, lower your head down towards the ground, aiming for a gentle, comfortable stretch. Shambhi Mudra Pratyahar Kumka Jalandhar Bandha. Visualize your body dissolving into pure space, every boundary fading into vastness around you as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Virasanam tu Vigyena Kapchasanam Tadah Param. The next asana is Kurumasana 3. Start seated in Padmasana and lean your upper body forward, resting your elbows gently on the top of your thighs, and then cup your hands at the side of your chest, using them to leverage and support you as lean forward. Keep your spine long, chest open. Ambe Mudra Pratyahar Kumka, Mulbandha. Visualize yourself as a large turtle resting within the still depth of ocean. As chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Dandapashvam cha Sankajam Bandhan Divyamairam Ekapadamairam cha Samyakmairam Yochate. The next asana is Dhirasana, repeating on the other side. So as you're seated in Padmasana, this time bring the right hand behind you, holding the opposite way. Elbows, left hand in front of the body, lean forward to the ground. Shambhi Mudra Pratyahar Kumkar Jalandhar Bandha. Visualize your body dissolving into pure state, space and boundary fading into the vastness. Around you as a chant, Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Dhirasanam tu Vigyena Kakshasanam itah param. Dhirevasanam cha paramam bhujasanam hochate. The next asana is Kurma Karmukasana Chatwari. As you're seated in Padmasana, ensure your spine is tall and your hips are level. From this anchored position, cross your hands and hold on to the opposite big toes. Maintain the broadness cross as your chest prana mudra. Inhale. Pratyahara Kumka Mulbandha. Visualize Swamiji seated upon the golden throne, radiating boundless light. As you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Padmasanam sasansapya purato griham padayo dakshina dakshino naiva vama vamenam paninam. The next is Siddharasana. So we'll be entering into a split series of asanas. So we'll be going quickly. So make sure that you are practicing this along. The next asana is Siddharasana. Stand and spread your feet wide apart and extend your arms side to out to the shoulder height. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine, gaze forward. Sambe Mudra Reshka Kumka, engage Mulbandha, gaze to the nose, visualize yourself as a palmera tree, standing tall and resilient as a chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Asana ko gun sharira ko so jayi. The next asana is Parasana. This time, spread your legs wide apart to front and back side. Place your palms firmly onto the thighs. So this is the front split or side split. Shambhe Mudra, Rechka Kumka Mulbandha, gaze to the nose, visualize Lord Virvatra, fierce and purposeful. As you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Parasana ko guna chorasi vai jai parala sarala bahe. Parasana ko guna gatiya bahu jai. The next asana is Pinda Mahirasana. In Pinda Mahirasana, you can start from kneeling position and place both the hands on the ground, finger pointed backward, like in Mahirasana. Bring the elbows together at the navel and then slowly lift the entire body off the ground. Keep your legs and upper body parallel to the ground, and then bring your right leg over the top of the right shoulder and lift onto the right shoulder. Shambhi Mudra, Rechka Kumka Mulbandha. Visualize Swamiji anchoring your consciousness as you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Tatha Pinda Mahirasanam. Now we'll be repeating Parasana on the other side. So if you had right leg extended before, this time bring the left leg in front, right leg back, hands are resting on the thighs. Visualize yourself as a triangle, stable and balanced. Nambe Mudra Mulbandha, gaze to the nose as you chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Para asan ko guna Saurasi vai jayi para pavana sarala bahe. Apara asana ko guna gatiya vayu jayi. The next asana is Pinda Mahirasana, repeated on the other side. This time, once again, like in Mahirasana, bring one leg on the top of the shoulders and lift your legs and forehead off the ground. as you balance. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Atha Pinda Vairasanam Ekam Padam Vairage Prasada Ekam Vairotad. Next asana is Prasarita Asana. Prasarita Asana. So stretch your legs out side wide, keep the chest and spine tall, hands on the ground in front. Shambhavi Mudra, reach ka kumka mool bandha. Visualize bliss oozing from your fiber of your being as you engage Mulbandha, gaze to the third eye as you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Padadvayam Prasarya Atma Sumukham Suprasaritam. The next asana is Uttana Padasana. From the similar seated position, hands in Namaskar Mudra in front of the chest. Gaze ka kumka Mulbandha. Visualize yourself as extended root. As you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Vasishtathakondinyam Urdhupukutam Evacha Ashtavakramuthanam Mayuram Setu Vandanam Uttana Padam Kranchancha Mayuram Setu Vandanam Natarajan Trikonam Cha Suttangashta Prasarane. Remain in the similar position. And the next asana is Ukavishta Konasana. From this similar position, lean your chest forward and down onto the ground. Reach and hold the feet while resting. Chin on the ground, gaze to the nose. Shambhavi Mudra, Vishkakumka, Mulbandha. Visualize yourself seated in wide openness, awareness, stretching to embrace all the direction. Gaze to the nose as you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Shapta Chakrakshanalaya Vishashana Visheshakan Janana Indriyadharaya Gunabhedan Samadhaset. The next asana is Dhanurasana 3. Sit and cross arms holding the opposite big toe. Opposite big toes. Start with right hand on the top of the left. Start with right hand on the top of the left. And then keep the right leg extended straight and then pull the left foot to the right ear. Pranamudra, Pratyaharkamga, visualize yourself as a coiled intention yet perfectly aligned. Mulbandhas, chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Padam Dushtam tu Panibhyam Dhritva Sharanavadhi. The next is Virasana Chatwari. As you sit with your one leg extended, other foot on the upper thigh, on the knee, hands placed on the lap, Shambhavi Mudra, Mulabandha, gaze to the nose, as you chant japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Dvignam Patitam Vamapadam Dakshina Utthitam. The next asana is Ekapadasana Dve. As you're seated with your right leg extended, bring your left leg upward behind your head. Bring your palms together in front of your chest in Namaskar Mudra. Pratyahara Kumka. Visualize yourself balanced on one foot, rooted yet poised for the moment. As you engage, Mulbandha, bring your gaze to the third eye. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Ekam Padam Atho Kanthe Utpathya Ekam Cha Dandavata Karo Sampurtita Kritta Ekapadam Eda Uchyate. The next asana is Vamapada Setasana. So bring the right heel close to the perineum as you lift the left leg behind your neck, hands in Namaskar Mudra. Bring your gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself inverted, balance on one foot. As you chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Pasane Bhamapag Matha Uparalyavi Daka Pathalya Bhaga Chadavava. The next asana is Ekapada Mayurasana. So this time, In Mayurasana, you'll be placing one leg behind your back and entering into Mayurasana. So you can choose from any position that you like. You can place one leg behind your head and then enter into Mayurasana. Or come to the Mayurasana and then place your leg behind your head. Bring your left leg behind your head. Put the hands on the ground, finger pointing towards the legs. Mula Bandha Pratyahar Kumka. Visualize yourself as peacock. Shambhi Mudra. Chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Haita Sakala. Rogan Anusha Gulfu Modaridam. Now, keeping your leg behind your neck, lie down on your back. Or lie down on your back and bring the left leg behind your neck. The same hand holding the leg. Other hand on the sides. This is Supta Trivikramasana. Visualize the cosmic triangle. Pratyahar Kumka, Mula Bandha, chant Japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam, Uttana Purvapitam cha, Singham Garurum eva cha, Vatayanam Gomukham cha, Bharadwajam Trivikramam. Now slowly lie down flat on the back, legs extended, hands resting without touching. Gaze quietly in the nose, tip of the nose, Shakti Chalana Mudra. Sahajakumka. Visualize your body as dead, lifeless, while Swamiji, the Supreme Founder of Hinduism, liberates your soul as you gaze through the nose and chant the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
Slowly come back to your physical body. Start to wiggle your fingers, feet, ankles, wrist. Bring your knees to the chest. Roll from side to side. Lean on one side and come back to the comfortable seated position. With your hands in Namaskar mantra, let's offer our gratitude to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Yoga, who is a living manifestation of Paramashiva, for giving this opportunity to perform the most authentic yoga from the soul. Let's end the session with the Purna mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhava Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow as well for the daily life. Thank you.
And what is this playing?
Before coming, I twisted my left wrist during basketball game, and I barely can use my left hand. After few training, my hand can sustain my body weight, and now everything looks normal for my left hand.
Starting early in the morning with some yoga to move the body, then puja to move the spirit, then these talks that really dive into my subconscious mind to really get into these root patterns of my life and to really release that emotional charge once and for all for my being. In day 28, I am complete.
I think the biggest breakthroughs for me were like completion with my social circle, like my parents and relationships. So I really felt deep healing experiences. Also, I kind of manifested different powers. For example, I could do remote vision. Another thing that I manifested was body scanning. I would say the last thing that really touched me.
Nithyanandam, welcome to Kailasa's Nithyananda Yoga, the most authentic yoga revived by the living incarnation of Paramashiva himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. In this modern world where yoga is diluted and has reached to millions, but not in the original form. In these times, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva, has given this most authentic yoga from the source, this is the time that we get back to the source. So with this, we'll be now entering into Nithyananda Yoga, starting with the Sadguru Vandana, the living tradition from Paramashiva himself. Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Tandvatitam Gaganasadrusham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Tatgurum Tam Namami. Keep your eyes closed. I chant the Shivamula Mantra Japa 11 times internally. Om Ham Hom Shivaya Namaha. 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 Now we'll be entering into Tattvachanam, which is the ritualistic cleansing, as yoga is a ritual. Now says very beautifully, yoga is from Hinduism and yoga is a ritual. So you have to do Tattvachanam, you have to invoke Paramashiva. So let's begin with Tattvachanam. Om Atu Tattam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Vidya Tattam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Shiva Tattam Sodhyami Sudha. Om Ham Hridaya Namaha. Now we'll be entering into Sankalpa, which is a conscious resolution. Clasp your hands on your right thigh, close your eyes, and visualize what you want to manifest has already manifested, becoming a Kalpatal. Now let's begin.